Welcome to my channel, Kris Barocsi here, and I have the awesome, one of my biggest inspirations really on the internet. It's incredible, and I'm so happy for the guys at That Pedal Show who actually introduced me.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, who is this guy? Oh my God, Kris Buck, everyone.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
If you don't know his channel, which is called
Buck and Evans, unfortunately. It's the name of my band. We sound like solicitors.
this thing with an neck vibrato,
Yeah.
which is one of those things that make you. When you're playing is really recognizable.
Oh, thank you, man.
And there are a couple of elements that are extremely beautiful and inspire me on many levels.
That's very kind of you. Unfortunately, I can only sound like me.
Yeah.
However much I try and sound like someone better, I'm stuck with myself. But
don't worry, that will pay off.
Yeah,
really.
hopefully.
Yeah. So one of those things is the neck bending.
Yeah. Like I said, I take so much grief for this, and I'm not, going to be espousing the benefits of it. If you don't want to do it and you don't think it makes a difference, then feel free not to do it.
Well, that surprised me a lot. But the only thing I would understand if someone would start hating on a player who does this because he feels like the guitar is suffering. Or you will break the neck or something.
I guess, I mean, it all depends how viciously you do it.
Yeah.
It was funny, actually. I was getting so much grief for it, I decided to make a video about it. And on the day after, about 12 hours after my video went live, Paul Davids also had done a video about it.
Really?
So I just commented on it saying, be careful, people will think we're sleeping together. And me and Paul struck up this friendship off the back of that. But his video, suffice to say, was about 10 times better than mine. Was saying the same thing. This is why we do it. This is the effect it has. Yeah. And this probably isn't the best guitar to demonstrate it on because it's quite being glued neck joint. It's a set neck. Yeah. It's not the most stiff, sort of obvious. But if you do it on a Strat or you do it on a Telecaster, it's such an obvious sort of effect. And the sort of grief I take over it is, I think, based around, you look like every other hipster doing it, and which I can't help that. I mean, short of the hipster beard, I can't grow. But it's a bit of vibrato, keeps things moving. Yeah. To me, at least, it makes it feel like it sustains longer. I don't know. Who cares?
Well, it inspires you in a way. Nothing else does probably, and that's enough. For a reason,
absolutely, right? And I want to do it. So that's
so I will just.
That's the only reason I want to do it. But like you said, it's that sort of subtle, sort of very subtle sort of vibrato effect. But you do get something similar. You demonstrated it beautifully at the end of that video. You get a very similar effect, very similar effect, just by wobbling the neck a bit. But if you want to give it a go, give it a go. If you don't, don't worry, leave it alone.
But, another thing that's really interesting is your tiny slides. Which I'm sure so many people ask you about.
I was talking to Pete Thorne, Honk,
Honk
about this. Yeah, it's become a thing now, isn't it? About this earlier today, and I can't take any credit for it. I've undoubtedly stolen it from somewhere. Okay. I couldn't tell you where because I've forgotten. As most of the things I know, I learned them at some point.
Well, and then isn't that just what happens with all of us?
Oh, absolutely. We
pick pieces and put it together in a way.
And it becomes you. Yeah, absolutely. And a big focus of mine for the past few years, I guess, has been trying to emulate my favourite vocalists, whether that's whoever. I'm a big Sam Cooke fan, so whether it's Sam Cooke, whether it's Otis Redding, whether it's the stuff my grandfather was listening to when I was a kid, Ella Fitzgerald or Frank Sinatra, listening to these people with impeccable phrasing and timing, and listening to not just. I mean, we could all play a melody just by working out the actual notes. Yeah. But that's, of course, not how it's sung. Those sort of subtle, those little sort of, what would you call it, glissando, I guess, and slide in and out of notes and the sort of inflection. And I play a lot with my fingers on my right hand. And again, that sort of softness that I guess the tip of your finger brings you, as opposed to a bit of plastic, gives you that sort of that roundness of sound.
How did this whole YouTube thing start for you? Because you were with the band, obviously, and you just kind of kicked off? Or?
It was funny. It was, for the longest time, I was uploading videos just to Facebook and Instagram. Okay. And it was actually my wife nagging me, saying, if you get half of the amount of views on YouTube that you're currently getting on Facebook, you'll earn some money for it.
Okay.
And at some point during this crazy world of making music, it'd be nice to actually earn some money as well. But yeah, I won't hold my hopes up. But yeah, so she was just kind of nagging me as much as anything else, saying, look, do a YouTube thing, you know, even if you're just uploading the videos that you currently put on Facebook and on Instagram, put them on YouTube. And I started doing it. I committed to doing Friday Fretworks is the thing that I do call. And I committed to doing it once a week, just because I'm so bloody lazy that I knew if I didn't say I was going to do it once a week, it would never happen.
Yeah.
So
It
that was exactly, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that was about a year and a half ago, maybe, and I think I've missed one episode when I was away in Italy working anyway. But it's just sort of taken on a bit of a life of its own. And again, I was having this conversation with Pete Thorne earlier about how wonderful and wonderfully frustrating YouTube is at the same time. You know, you'll have these spikes of interest where you'll go up 1,000 subscribers in a week, and then it'll flatline for 6 months, and you think, well, what have I done wrong? I'm doing everything, you know, I put so much effort into this video, but it's when it goes well, it's very rewarding, and you know, it's a cool thing. And you know, the Friday Fretworks thing seems to have taken off, and yeah, I enjoy doing it first and foremost. If I didn't enjoy doing it, I wouldn't do it. So I'm treading that line between, first and foremost, I'm a musician in a band that writes songs, I tour, I do all that stuff. But then simultaneous to that, I guess I'm a YouTuber. You know, in that I upload videos to YouTube. I am a YouTuber. I can't do anything else, so I've got to be a musician. So,
So you want to keep this balance. You want to stay as much a musician as a YouTube.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like I said, we're currently on tour now in the loosest sense. We've just finished the UK run. We've got some more stuff lined up later in the year. We've got an album coming out later in the year. So the band very much keeps me busy. We'll have to start writing the second record at some point soon, I imagine. So there's all this stuff running parallel to me talking about wah pedals or whatever, you know, on Fridays. Yeah. So yeah, it's, you know, as long as it's guitar related, it's good fun. So
yeah. Guitar related, you told. How do you do this slidey thing?
I mean, it's a control thing first and foremost, I guess. So if we go from the 5th to the 7th fret on your B string. So that's it slowed down, I guess. That's the one way of doing it, where you actually slide from one fret to the other and then back. Or the other way of doing it is just a very subtle bend on the fret itself. Yeah. So
which
that's it. Yeah, nailed it.
But with the
what? Needs more fade. That's it.
It just no, not really. That's the thing, that it just sounds like not really.
It's I guess the execution of it is just something that comes over time, and that's so much a part of my playing now that I don't even think consciously I'm doing it.
Yeah,
you know?
That's funny how you stick to certain little pieces of licks, probably, or just techniques, and you work your way around and sort of make it your own thing.
Yeah,
it's very interesting for me always.
Again, I've been speaking to Pete Thorne a lot today, so he's kind of at the forefront of my mind. But he described it as
he's a great guy.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Such a
incredible player as well. But yeah, he described my playing as greasy, which I will definitely take as a compliment.
Oh yes.
And I think what he probably means by that is it's that sort of slidey constant movement thing a little bit, you know. Yeah. And like I said, it all comes from wanting to sound like vocalists. Wanting to sound
very
like,
fluid,
you know, whether it's And I guess if you're singing those notes, say you're singing those notes, you're not, if you were to sing them, you wouldn't go, ah. You don't step up and down a kind of a melody. You sort of, I can't sing for toffee, but you would sort of, you would slide down those notes, you know. You would slide in and out of the notes.
It's the human element.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, so, you know, and then trying to replicate that, whether it's maybe bend into the first note, or whatever, you know. Not to get too Mariah Carey on it, I guess, but yeah, it's all.
Dude, that's so...
yeah, just
you have to sweep pitch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But just trying to make it sound fluid, I guess, is the word, and vocal and melodic. I don't know why it is that as soon as it's got 6 strings and a fretboard, you approach it differently to any other instrument. And I think if you just view it as an instrument that has the same capabilities as more capabilities, you could argue, with being able to bend notes. More capabilities than most other instruments, really.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, definitely outside of the stringed instrument world. So yeah, it's just, and again, I was speaking to someone about it earlier. A lot of the stuff that I do, based around that, is done on one string. And if I'm to try and sort of trace it back to where I've undoubtedly stolen it from, it would probably started with trying to emulate Derek Trucks.
Okay. Now, like a slide playing.
I can't play slide for toffee. My slide playing is absolutely atrocious. So the most obvious sort of course of action is to try and emulate that slide element, but without the slide. Yeah. Because I'm too lazy to learn to play with a slide.
Well, many would grab like a Floyd.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's multiple ways of doing it. You know, I have had one Floyd equipped guitar, and suffice to say, it never saw much action. But yeah, as a consequence of that, a lot of the stuff I do tends to be on one string. Okay. Because I guess that's how you, if you want to get from there to there, you kind of, or whatever, you know, and just approaching it linearly, if that's even a word, in a kind of linear fashion, as you would maybe on a piano. The big moment for me was just fiddling around with chord inversions and trying to get my head around, well, if that's G, why are all the notes jumbled up? Why does it appear in the order of 1st, 5th, 8th? Yeah, root again. Then you've got your 3rd. Then you've got this, and it's all. Why is it backwards? So I remember trying to figure out, well, playing them as you would on a piano. You know, in terms of you've got your 1st, you've got your 3rd, you've got etc. And just trying to fiddle around with those inversions, and then that in itself lends itself to that very Hendrixy sort of. All that kind of stuff.
I love your tone, man. It's great. I know this amp, and I know it doesn't sound like this normally. It has this jazzy, warm sound, but it's not dull.
I think a lot of that is probably from the fact that I play with my fingers a lot. Yeah. And again, that comes from none of it. It would be disingenuous to say any of it was a conscious thought process. I guess it was at some point, no doubt, but it's a part of my playing now that's evolved over time. And I guess if I, again, were to try and trace that back, it would be that trying to sound like a singer. Yeah. And with a singer, you have so much capability with your voice to really accent certain notes, as you would in a conversation. Yeah. I think you punctuate words, you put emphasis on certain words. And if you're
not speaking like this.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. It's not a monotone thing. And if you've got access to, maybe take that. That's the note. That root note is the one that you really... And then whether you're doing that with the tip of your finger or your nail or a pick, you can accent certain notes. And I actually use my second finger. Long story short, when I was a kid, I thought it would be a brilliant idea to not use a plectrum at all, and use that finger, to sort of like
shreddy,
exactly.
Stuff. Yeah.
And as a consequence, it just absolutely ruined my nail. I can feel the string sort of cutting into the nail, and it's like nails down a chalkboard. It's a horrible sensation. So I just use my middle finger, and I guess sort of happy circumstance of that is it allows me to do that.
Okay, so you have a pick
where I tuck,
right there.
tuck
Okay.
the pick up underneath that thing. So I've always got pretty easy access
Which
to it.
is very cool because you don't use the finger anyhow. What I'm doing is putting
yeah.
it between my ring, but I use my ring. So
Yeah.
whenever I do like hybrid picking,
Yeah.
I use always these
Yeah.
two, and
Right.
I also do that, of course, if I
Yeah.
use all the fingers. So I'm kind of stuck into this position. I'm not free to move unless I drop
can't hybrid pick to save my life. Do that again.
Really? This was. It's very natural for me because I do this a lot.
Yeah. I need to give the whole hybrid picking thing a go because
you don't need it really.
Well, it'd be cool to add to the arsenal, but yeah, like I said, because that's then tucked up under this. So a lot of stuff, I guess 50% of what I do is my finger and my thumb.
Yeah.
That kind of claw sort of thing, you know, it gives it a sort of warmth, I guess,
Yeah.
because if you take this versus this, a sharpness to those notes, which is a really cool thing, which is why I use a plectrum as well. So you wouldn't want to totally do away with the plectrum because you would lose that attack and that immediacy that you get with, you know. It's nice to be able to flick back to that. And something like that. My least favourite players are the ones who you can tell really know their stuff and want to let you know that they know their theory.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
So it's kind of...
With their playing, you mean?
Yeah. And it turns into a sort of exercise then, and that element of just... I can hear the cogs turning a little bit. And my favourite players... And it doesn't have to be, you know, we could be talking to someone like Greg Green or Alan Holsworth or whoever. These guys who really know their stuff.
Yeah.
But it's so fluid and it's so musical. It doesn't sound like someone just running through the motions or running through the boxes. So I need to improve my theory to get to a point where I'm happy with, but because I think you find yourself confined a little bit otherwise.
Yeah.
So I'm slowly taking steps to try and eradicate that. But yeah.
When did you start playing clean? Because you play like, I don't know, 70%?
Yeah, it's funny, I guess, in this kind of context, playing clean makes perfect sense because you hear the nuances a little bit more, at least for me, and it's
a lot more. Yeah.
It's kind of cool to demonstrate stuff clean, and I guess straight away that sets you apart from a lot of guys who are kind of flat out all of the time. So it kind of makes sense, I guess, like that. I mean, in a live context, a lot more of it is overdriven, a lot more of it is dirty, but still at that same time, I'm trying to keep that sort of keep the clarity there and keep the definition of the notes. So that's why I'm an absolute overdrive addict. You know,
okay. I've seen your board. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's,
congratulations to your ridiculous board.
Like,
it's like big.
It's soon to be downsized.
Really?
It's been a bit of a process of trying to find out. I had this pedalboard built, my custom pedalboards. We did an amazing job of it. But the idea was, I've got a gig rig quartermaster across the front, and the idea was that it was going to be a process of whittling it down to what I really needed.
Okay.
But I wanted to go through the process of finding out which ones I really use and which ones maybe sat untouched.
Yeah.
So I've pretty much got it down now to about 40 pedals. No, it's going to be... I want to get everything onto a board with a gig rig G2. So I think it's going to be about 10 pedals, I guess. 10. So it's not... It should be a bit more manageable.
Yeah.
So it's daft, really. I'm still trying to buy talent. That's the problem. I'm still trying to buy talent that's sticking on a pedalboard. So.
No. What you're buying is inspiration. Is what I think, because
that's what I tell my wife anyway. So.
Yeah,
buying inspiration.
It is.
Leave me alone.
It is. I mean, you could spend your money on way more stupid things. And
that's the thing.
If you play more dangerous things.
If you play guitar in a rock band. If you're spending money on pedals, it means you're not spending money on other stuff you could be spending your money on. So I think everyone seems happy.
That's I think the best kind of addiction. And if it keeps you inspired and creative, and if you can afford it, it's, I think, the best way to waste your money.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a bit, like I said, I'm an overdrive addict. I love
Yeah.
playing around with different overdrive pedals, and I've kind of got it down. It's funny, we've got the King of Tone down here.
Yeah.
I love the King of Tone.
Absolutely.
King of Tone, I've got an old Marshall Blues Breaker
Oh, do
from the
you?
90s that I love.
Come on.
That's a cool pedal. I've got a great clone of that by a company called Snouse Electric Company out in Denver, I think, Colorado.
Okay.
Josh, the guy who runs that, makes this incredible clone of that, which is every bit as good as the Marshall Blues Breaker, but without any of the quirks.
Okay, no glitches and no weird
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
things.
the crackles.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got a couple that I rely on, but it's going to be whittled down to a little bit more concise anyway.
Okay.
So goes the plan.
Yeah, well.
But,
Keep me informed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll let you know how I get
what's
on
up
with
at the
that. Yeah.
I would love you to set up a tone on my board.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
The big board, what you see on that camera,
Yeah.
is my gig board.
Cool.
Is what I take with me whenever I go. Normally there's like a Supro tremolo on it.
Oh, nice. The harmonic tremolo, is it?
Yeah,
Such a great
love
pedal.
it, which Dan just borrowed. Funny enough. So there's an empty space there, but just go for it. Set up a sound. You
What-
think like, wow, that's so cool.
You've
and just
got
go
a
for
lot
it.
of what I would have, to be honest. I mean, what I would probably do is have the arch with the gain at its minimum.
Yeah.
So I'll like so. Just for that slight
Yeah.
sort of, you know. What was I saying about theory?
That was the surprise tone of the day.
That was
Is what I call it whenever it happens to me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hello, my friend. I mean, you had two distortion pedals on.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much clean
that's the
until you digged in.
This is the thing, I get grief about, is I use 50 million different overdrive pedals and it always sounds the same. Something like that.
So beautiful. What I like about the high gain sound,
Yeah.
on my King of Tone, the red side, the right side is the high gain option,
Yeah.
which is not at all
Well,
metal high gain. Is
this
like
is what confuses-
15%.
This
more.
is what confuses me, is so many people kind of talking about the high gain
Yeah.
version of it, and it's really not that.
It's not really
It's not high gain, is
if
it?
you
It's
crank it, it has like 15 to
Yeah,
20%
yeah.
more, which is not a lot.
Yeah.
This chug without the crazy amount of gain.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I love, you know, especially with a tele. You have
Absolutely.
this twang always, but it's
Let's have a look at that guitar.
Yeah,
man. It
dude,
sounds awesome.
Go it. Go with it.
So, oh, sorry, bang. Knock your wall through.
That's all right.
Oh, it's a good old neck on it. very, very light as well. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it's like 3.2.
Oh man, it's a good guitar.
Thank you.
Anyway,
yeah,
we digress.
Yeah, all right. Dude, thank you very much for joining me.
Absolutely my
It
pleasure,
was
man. It's been a lot of fun.
Such a nice talk, really. And thank you for your input. And
No worries.
I'll try this sliding thingy a lot because I am not very good at it. But this can change. Check out Kris's channel, which is called again?
Buck and Evans.
And you will get a link in the description too to check it out. And also don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell and let me know what you think. Yeah, I'm out. Bye bye.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Dude,
Thank you very
amazing.
much, man.
Really,
That
really.
was a lot of fun.
Absolutely fantastic.
Fucking hell, my knees have gone to sleep.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a very good couch. It is.